give Jiejie a lease in this instance. But what it does set up for, potentially, hold your breath, is Weibo can draft strong solo lanes that are melees, and maybe TheShy will actually get some help this time in game number 2. We'll see, but the lease in feels like a bit of a foregone conclusion, I guess. No, surely it's a bait hover. Olaf? Yeah, I was gonna say, it's been a while since we've seen Olaf in the mirror in the jungle.
He's not bad at the top lane though. Not bad at the top lane right now. We'll see, bro. We'll see. At the very least, I like your point that TheShy is geared up, and Xiaohu as well, right? Solo laners coming through is a possibility. Things like Silas have seen here and there as well to add into their mix. As for EDG, options now towards the bottom lane. Now, we know Varus is going to get picked up here, sure.
Yeah, but
right?
Zeri's up.
Or
Zeri. Zeri? Oh, Annie. Oh. Okay.
Instead of Zeri, leaves an option open.
That one's quite interesting to me. No, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
They will.
I'm so angry.
And here comes the fish.
Wow. We just don't see it do well often though, man. I said it yesterday, I'll say it again here today. I'm a big Nami Lucian hater. I feel like typically the execution bar is so high on this duo, it just always seems to get faffed up a little bit in the mid game, where it's supposed to be strongest, or in the laning phase it doesn't get a big enough lead to really work with that mid game lead. Now EDG on the other side, I don't need to talk about Nami Lucian, we all know what it does. Toying with the idea of Aphelios, and we saw what Leave was capable of in that LNG series, so seeing him on it again, it's definitely going to put a big smile on my face, and I'm sure many others hoping to see a lot more aggression out of him compared to game number 1, because definitely Weibo hampered that ability very well in the opening game of the series.
True, and you know that Leave is going to have to use the Viper Aphelios skin here, surely. I think he used it last time. It's got to pay homage to that world champion of 2021 and the spot that he's been taking up in Viper's absence going back to the LCK as we now look towards our solo lanes, considering that bot is rounded out. Flex still available there for EDG, as always mentioned, but Meiko has been the biggest player of Annie support here in the LPL, or at least one of the biggest, as they're getting rid of supports actually, assuming it could be FoFo and Jamada. Are we just going to see Syndra take it away here again? Are we just going to do like our mini handshake deal of maybe Viktor returning to game 2?
I feel like for Weibo, they're probably going to look to remove that Syndra. I'm not sure if it's going to be a full-blown handshake. EDG, they don't really feel like banning away the TheShy champs, potentially. They're just going to go towards the Akali. That one makes a lot of sense when you've got the Sejuani in the jungle, but Xiaohu can still go towards the Silas if he wants it. I guess it's still technically an option for EDG as well, though there's not really much a reason specifically to lock that one in outside of just straight up denial. But I feel like for Weibo, Syndra just feels like the easiest one to go towards. No, they'll actually pay respect to Arla, but I feel like for EDG, you go Syndra, you've got 2 point and click, you know, sort of one-shot buttons between the mid-jungle here of EDG, and almost regardless of what Xiaohu picks, it's going to be kind of difficult to play that level 6 mark out, and EDG can slowly take over the game through that point, and I feel like that's just the correct call here for EDG. I wonder what the answer is going to be for Xiaohu now, because it's a very hard 2v2 to deal with, though you do have this Sejuani. Do you look towards something super aggressive like Yone? Yes, well, maybe not so much Yasuo, but Yone we see occasionally come out in these kind of slots, but then you'd need AP from somewhere else, and if TheShy's going Ksante, it's definitely not going to be from the top side.
Well, look, this time around he had to blind pick into it, so I don't blame him, as Xiaohu might just want to return to the Viktor again. Okay. I guess we only get one solo lane here, as Arla's like, dude, let's just play Frank the Tank in the top lane. Yeah,
the tank.
Boys, beefcake. That's all you want. That's the most exciting thing in this game. Done.
Yeah. It's a good Sion button press, though, I've got to say, because there isn't really a true tank killer on Weibo, and that's, you know, it's always the best spot to pick a tank, but Sion is just so oppressive. All the free stats he gets from the Soul Furnace just enables him to be a much beefier frontline in this meta compared to other top lane tanks right now. So EDG round out their draft with, you know, a really solid front to back, a lot of versatile engage, but specifically also disengage. And Weibo, they've given themselves a couple more tools of agency, right? I feel like having Nami Lucian as a pair obviously is going to allow you to kind of move out onto the map in most cases through the mid lane.
Magic number, and EDG getting it this early on is only a good sign. The team that lost Flandre, Scout, and Viper are looking down the barrel of first in the league, starting off our 3rd last week of the LPL, and a potential lock-in in playoffs, however unofficial it is. That, I do not think I would have believed that if you told me at the start of this split.
Nope, absolutely. If you drag your mind back to a couple of tier lists that I made around the time, I feel like most people are placing EDG kind of where Weibo are right now, right? 5th place, maybe. 6th
I think
even.
I did them at 8th or something.
Yeah, like there were a lot of people dropping them quite low down. Of course, a couple of other rosters not meeting expectations, helping that one out. BLG, RNG, of course, struggling slightly further on down the table, but expecting them to still be one of our playoff teams. TheShy almost gets hit by that Q.
He's played enough Sion, bro. He's not fallen for that trap. Okay, Q for Q is... I can't wait to watch top lane matchup. Jamada, that's an exciting one. Let's be real. Those two whacking each other.
It's the crossplay.
It's just something fun about it, you know? Because we always have, like, Jacks, Camille's, Fioras. I'm trying to think, like, you know, our basic top laners. Dude, Sion versus Ksante? How good is that?
Look at those grass procs, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
5 HP stacked up permanently for the rest of the game. I love grass. I don't care about the damage, I care about the permanent health. That's
True.
how I roll.
Well, level 6, there will be a bit of damage up in that top lane, though, from TheShy, so we'll check in then. But for now, just put the hammock up there, folks, and chill out while we look towards bottom lane, because we know that bottom lane is going to be a little bit feisty here, as we always talk about. Lucian, Nami, level 3. I think everyone by now, you could literally be Iron 4, and you realize that Lucian, Nami, level 3, danger. And so Leave and Meiko already taking a heavy trade, and Light and Chris just start out this lane as you'd expect.
Yep. Getting a little bit of damage here. Jiejie wants to get the action going ASAP. We saw a level 3 attempt last game, but you can see Xiaohu hovering to this side of the lane, makes things a little bit awkward.
Here comes
go
a Sonic Wave. Jiejie lands it onto Xiaohu. He goes, jungler, help me, help me. Arctic Assault's going to come through. Jiejie just gets out. No, you don't. And Xiaohu's just zoned out to a very low HP bar.
Yeah, he is indeed. Trying to defend this ward. Was used defensively, but still, it's a good place to be for Vision. He will get it in the end. And that wave also feels quite bad for Xiaohu. The only positive thing here is that he didn't flash.
Yeah.
Which means he's going to have it available once level 6 comes in. And of course, that's the big power point for the Syndra. Level 6, Lee Kick does almost always above 200 damage, and then of course Syndra, yeah, I mean, it basically one-shots you from full HP from the start of the game. So,
he got grabbing him.
He did.
Heal burn, not too bad. Meanwhile, the top lane boys. All right, this is almost as good as an episode of Burke's Backyard as Decimating Smash. Again! A solo kill for first blood. This time he doesn't even need Jiejie.
Can you believe it? I
can.
I just you can. That's good. All right. Well, TheShy is he's having a day, isn't he? He is having a day. As an immediate replay, Q3 knockback W. TheShy just feels like he's winning this trade, but then unfortunately the E connects the slows there, and it's a full charge Q from Arla, and with no flash available, and just a ghost, Arla's able to catch up.
Told you,
really nice
top lane matchup would be the most exciting. I said it hypocritically, but unironically, sorry, but no, I said it ironically. God, English is hard. Tell you what, I don't envy people who learn this language. I'm native, firstborn speaker. What do you call it? I'm a born speaker. That's the word.
You're
I can't even speak it right. English is scuffed.
It's an annoying language, and I'm an Englishman, so
you are indeed. And hang on, good pick. Jiejie's been counterganked, and Light picks up the kill. Karsa, patience was a virtue right there to get their first kill of this game.
Yeah, really, really good. We're speaking about English. Jiejie is learning whatever the English phrase might be for going back to Fountain, as that was a really, really solid counter gank. Leave. Players available.
Double grabbing him. Leave does it again. All he needs is one more, but Meiko's further flash as well. Trying for Chris. He flashes too. Light is lucky to be alive, as you may as well call this man L. He's on Light's case.
Yeah, he really... What a... Hats off. That was an excellent reference.
Hey, I love one of my favorite animes, bro, and both of them start with L.
Yeah, there you
had
go.
To be thrown in.
2v2. I mean, look, I was complaining about it, and I'm not going to make it a meme, but, Nami Lucian losing early lane, kind of a pro play special, if I do say so myself. Light and Chris force back, and we'll see the reset come out. Whether or not They can, of course, recover from that. We'll see. They do have that kill, of course, from Karsa's excellent detective work. And waiting for Jiejie to catch up on that gank. So I feel like for now, they're still going to be alright, but losing the early pressure in the return is definitely going to feel bad, as in the mid lane, FoFo forcing Xiaohu back, gets a plate for himself, as multiple members around EDG just ensuring and hovering around this lane to make sure Karsa is not able to impact it at all.
Well, that wall's going to spot him out as he moves down, because Dragon is up. And as we know, in this meta, Dragons are everything. And look, Karsa being on the bottom side of the map, the bottom lane doing quite well now with the pickaxe and double longsword from that first kill. And it does feel like Weibo have a lane to play through, especially after topside just went horribly. So, and I will say, mid is also not going too well, with Xiaohu being down almost 20 CS here at 6.5, 7 minutes in. So I just feel like Karsa, his next moves are going to be crucial. As Jamada, is he setting up for a bot lane dive or just being aggressive? I guess the latter.
You know, just poking his head through, seeing what he could get. Is Arla going to get 2 plates out of this push? I don't think he's got the damage for it.
Oh, he does.
Maybe he does.
Jamada, he does.
Oh,
he stays. Oh, bro. Okay, guess it is a competitive game.
Yeah, he doesn't let the, what I like to call the curse of Los Platos get to him, and maybe give over a kill to the TheShy for a plate. You see many cursed by Los Platos.
True.
In solo queue specifically. It's 175 gold, man. It's a lot of gold. You can't blame them.
When you have TP up and you have no deaths on Sion, it's so worth. You know, I still respect the I don't know if you've seen Sions do it recently, but the level 1 at enemy red buff, where you die to red and you just take that TP to lane, and all of a sudden you go, hang on, Sion got red. Where'd he get that from?
Then your jungler moves over to the red buff and he's spam pinging the top lane up. Where is my red, bro? And yeah, it's very, very frustrating to see. We occasionally, I mean, was it IG this split that did something similar? Because well, actually, I'm not sure if they did steal the jungle camps, but they did the lane swap with Sion.
They did,
which is still a viable
tactic.
Done this split. It's just not as strong. Yeah,
it has been done this split, not by IG, but there's definitely a team that's done it. I wonder if it's I'm just losing memory, but yeah, it was definitely done on an enemy red buff or rather an enemy start for the jungler, while their own red buff is taken. So anyone out there who's got a bigger brain can figure that out. As level 6 on Karsa, Jiejie is going to be hit here for a little bit. Arctic Assault still up and available. Karsa threatening away. He's going to take away the scuttlers. There's no scat of the week to be taken there, and Xiaohu even at level 6 here. His Chaos Storm's not up and available, so can't find too much. So for Weibo, small little victories here, but remember, they are 300 gold behind at the 8-minute mark, and Jiejie is right now looking like the person who's going to be setting up as he hits level 6. And you talked about the strength of this mid-jungle 2v2 Jamada. Jiejie is here to just kick back and play on that CC duo whenever he can.
Yeah, absolutely. And one adaptation I've noticed whenever we see this come out is the Merc Tread, early buying. Pretty much always. And you see it here from Xiaohu, and it's just to ensure that the Scat of the Week stun is significantly short. I can't recall what it is off the top of my head. I think it's 3/4 of a second. It might be a second long. But just that slight increase of tenacity actually makes the combo significantly harder to pull off. You'd be very surprised how many times you'll see the Merc Tread save you, and of course, just the early magic resist to deal with the burst damage anyway from Syndra can be enough to keep you alive. We'll see if we get to see the Merc Treads in action here.
Unleash Power, flash away from Scat of the Week. Chaos Storm was used to clear the wave, while Herald is now up. Xiaohu does a pretty good job of it as FoFo. You can say he does the same here, punishing this Viktor mid as Cullen comes through. While bot lane might get a little bit hectic, Jiejie's walking on down, but the Aqua Prison instant cleanse away. Make sure he gets out. Beautiful stuff, but the dodge from Chris from Viper's skin on leave. Jiejie has the kick against the wall. TP going to be used defensively, and Jiejie's just out of there. Weibo did a lot to negate that play.
Yeah, they did, but imagine if Leave is able to hit true on that ultimate. Just barely sidestepped a bit by Crisp. Bit of a miss, bit of a dodge. One of those really awkward scenarios. But no one ends up dropping. Teleport gets blown by. Xiaohu here just to defend. Is that plate going to die without FoFo collecting it? Looks like it will. Unlucky FoFo. But still, really, really nice to see that bottom lane of Leave and Meiko getting as aggressive as they can into Crisp and Light on this Nami Lucian.
But Light still with a lead. Now 93 to 84 is what you're seeing on the CS, but the wave's getting pushed in. So I will say, as Hull is just walking into the TheShy here in topside turret, cares not. about what this man has to say in both games now, by the way, is Shy sitting with a Sheen. There is a Sunfire and Arla. He is just chilling. Dude, look at the turret. He doesn't care. No, TheShy, you're not backing. It's literally like Arla's on the monkey bars, bro. TheShy wants to chill out. He wants to go have a turn. Arla won't let him. Here we go. You want to play? You want to play? Want to play rough? Arla's just here. Takes a little bit more plating. And just like that, there is a real issue with the top lane that I don't know how you address.
Yeah, I agree. You know, there's the meme, or I say the meme, like the emote, the GigaShy emote in Twitch chat.
Banger.
We might have to make an Arla one at this point. He's really giving TheShy a run for his money. So
we could Giga Arla, we just call it Gala. Just merge the two, then we have one for Gala and Arla at the same time.
Yeah, okay. I like where you're going with that. But what if Gala then actually does something to deserve, you know?
What, spam the same emote? I don't have the time to make. Dude, I made garbage emotes. I tried to make one for Rookie. I don't know how to do the spacing in it. Like the 7TV, the boxing. I don't know how to zoom in, and I don't know if I sound like I'm like a boomer. Like, you know, I'm almost 30, so I might be. But I zoom into a picture. And maybe someone can DM me about this, but I can't get the ratios right. I can't get that zoom in. Because, you know, when you want one of those emotes, you really want the zoom in. But I don't know how people do it.
Yeah, someone get in contact with Hysterics and help him out. He's struggling with technology.
Yeah.
And like you said, he's
stole, you know, someone had the Giga Bin. I got the GIF of that. That was done from the Chinese broadcast, so that was easy. That was done for me. But when I go out and do it myself, that's when I'm in trouble. It's like a 6-year-old trying to use Microsoft Word. Like, how do I put the margins in? And I've really struggled. So as Actual Prison comes through and Karsa there, we get all out in the top lane. Arla versus TheShy. Can he get revenge? Arla is the beef tank as he gets knocked back. TheShy, is he getting revenge? Onto Arla, flashes away. Arla won't give him the satisfaction.
Yeah, Arla really playing with fire there, towing the line between surviving and dying. Jiejie is going to have to get out, but the Glacial Prison.
Counter gank again. Look at Karsa. This game's counter gank's been great with Scuttle Week. Even better, Chris. Not getting the tidal wave. All he needs is Aqua Prison, and FoFo dodges away. Blocked into no avail because Karsa flashes with a flail. Meiko stops the play from going any further, but Weibo, their counter punches this game have been keeping them alive.
Yeah, it really has been, and it was Jiejie, FoFo looking for that play. And I feel like Jiejie calling for FoFo to just give him the safeguard out. Either way, however it happened, puts FoFo in a really awkward position, and Karsa just capitalizes this 1v1.
Severum and Crescendum. I ain't touching that. I am not touching that. With Leave having ulti, he says, I get him backing away.
I will call you and get no closer. I'm not involved in that, but you can kind of see here, right? FoFo stepping up to save Jiejie. The tidal wave just, you know, tries to anticipate the back movement. Doesn't quite connect, but doesn't matter at the end of the day. There's damage. Really nice flash W comes out from Karsa. Stun connects, but not enough damage to follow up on the chase. And not only that, you have Meiko there. All right, never mind. He didn't get to use He is happy to step up.
He flashed and cleansed light. That was not a solo kill. Chris was involved, but that kill means everything. Considering that Karsa's now angling for a fight, Meiko gets a stun, but you really want to be here. Call an ambulance, says Karsa. But is it for him? Yes, he's dead. Unfortunately, are you going to waste the taxpayers' resources on that? Or are you going to look after the other patients in the field? Xiaohu being one of them, flashes away, says, okay, it's just a broken arm. But Weibo were looking for a little bit more, but unfortunately, Light and Chris didn't come to the rescue.
No, not this time around. But counter punches being thrown, like you called out, back to back. From both these sides. Let's get a look. Was it just dash, Gale Force forward? Yeah, that's balanced, man. A lot of counterplay here for Leave. Smile. That's the only frustrating part. You know, he was almost the screenplay.
True.
But yeah, that's just how it goes. And let's pick up there for Light and Chris. They did also pick up the tower off the back of the pick as well, so it is good play. And we'll see them move towards the mid lane, and that's really the power point. This all out's been cast.
Yeah, TheShy's doing damage though. He's actually, hang on. Budget Aurelia. Slow down. He doesn't have too much armor anymore. He's used it on the ult. He's going to get another flip back. Whoopsie daisy. Arla gets out, but Jiejie's coming in. Ksante, you're in a bit of trouble, buddy, as TheShy has the 1v2. How do you do it though? tell me, ladies and gentlemen, as the Sion ulti goes close range, TheShy's buying time, but a kickback with the Sonic Wave. He is no more as Jiejie makes it an uneven scale.
Yeah, he does. And whilst that's going on, at the very least, Karsa picks up this Cloud Dragon, and it's going to be... Oh, it's a Chemtech Dragon. Apologies. Will be a Hextech Soul as... Oh!
A dead again!
All right,
he just goes for it.
This is when the combo is broken. And I said, normally the execution bar isn't always met. If you get one shot like that, it does feel a bit broken. Light is at 2 items as well, it has to be mentioned. Whereas Leave is getting along slowly to his first. I'm not sure whether or not he's going to go Shield Bow or Gale Force or Kraken Slayer himself, as he's got the components for all three. So we're going to have to wait. Did we need an action replay for this?
Yeah, we did. Look.
Yeah, Meiko. Meiko's flash, I didn't even see.
Unfortunate, bro. Look, the thought was there. He's coming to his council. But it is kind of like, you know, L versus Light, isn't it? Where it takes a while for L to ramp up, Jamada. It takes him a while. He needs a little bit more time in this game. Light is in control, and, you know, L might have an idea, but he doesn't have the purpose. He doesn't have the 100% guarantee to take him out yet. He doesn't even have his first item, while Light's sitting there with 2.5.
Now, honestly, see, do I spoil Death Note? The anime is like old enough to the point where if you've not watched it and you enjoyed like generally good animation, then it's kind of on you. All right, you know what I'm gonna say. So does this? How does it end? Does Leave? Does L rather? Does he end up winning? Because he technically does. He just, you know.
But he has to die to win, right? You know.
So, what's the outcome here? Does that mean EDG? You know, is it a Weibo will win game 2 and we're going to game 3 where Leave like 1v9s? Oh, I have to hold the point. FoFo.
FoFo connected in a corner. Chaos Storm's good as well, just poking down FoFo slowly but surely. Xiaohu looking for a bit more DPS as Chris comes in, but Jiejie and Meiko are on the rotation, so Weibo make an attempt, but they don't get his life. Or Light is by himself. Onto Jiejie, can he find it? No, instead, running away from a Sonic Wave, while TheShy has a bit of buddy time with this turret.
Yeah. A lot more freedom outside of the 2 deaths here from TheShy this time around. And like you said, a little bit of pressure being felt, whilst Xiaohu, after the back of that plate, will secure this tier 1 up here. So that will be felled. And I feel like if we sort of take a step back, look at items and such, we were in a much better position than they were in game number 1. I think easier to be in a better position than game number 1, to be fair. But more to the point of, we wanted to see a little more proactivity through the Lucian and the Syndra, and generally on the opposite side, we want to see more proactivity from Weibo, and I feel like we've gone, you know, more of one in Weibo being proactive, and not so much the other, with Jiejie and FoFo trying to abuse that 2v2 in the mid-jungle. And again, I feel like it's also credit to Weibo, sort of denying that opportunity quite frequently whenever the chance has arisen for EDG to attack that angle. So now we sit in a situation where there's 2 dragons for Weibo, and they should be pretty confident to contest the third.
Well, we have so much damage on Light. I mean, of course, his third is cresting pretty shortly. Further to your point, Karsa's been the counter-ganking machine this game. And Karsa gets a lot of flack, I think, because he also has a pretty high ceiling, but sometimes he can, you know, run it a little bit as well, let's be fair. But when Karsa plays great League of Legends, it is great League of Legends. He's kind of... He's not like TheShy in terms of ceiling and outplayability, but I think Karsa runs along that same path as we might get an all-out here. Hang on. TheShy is bringing Arla closer in. The ulti going to be burned. Can he do a flip of the wrist? No, he cannot. Arla is out of there, but with that, the turret will be going down a minute before Dragon. That's a 4th turret for Weibo. EDG have yet to pick up a single one.
Yeah, it's a very, very rough game here for EDG. Jiejie isn't going to find Xiaohu on this rotation to cover FoFo either. But if he comes to defend the tower, which I doubt he will in this slot, could get a bit awkward as a Sonic Wave. It breezes past Xiaohu's ear. Won't find anything. I feel like EDG might have to just concede this next dragon. I'm not sure. I mean, 30 seconds away. Light could be really close to Navori, honestly. Tower taken in the bottom side. He had 2 components already. We might see him just reset, pick up the 3rd item, and then look back towards the dragon. I'm not sure how close he is, though. That's the big thing.
True. 20 seconds till that comes up.
As well for us. And 20 seconds, as you say. So yeah.
Jamada, question for you. Everyone's probably done it. they've thought they've had superpowers. You know, they try and put their hand out and throw fire. Anyway, come on, surely.
Oh, the classic
everyone here's done that.
Kamehameha. Yeah, everyone tried it. Anyone who's a kid grew up with Dragon Ball tried to do Kamehameha.
You ever done it with League? I've tried to do it with Lee Sin. I've tried to do it with Lee Sin Q. I'm not going to lie. I've tried to use a Sonic Wave in real life. Went in private, of course, not in the street. It didn't work.
You're just like air palming people to try and throw out here.
Oh, outside Kmart. I throw a Sonic Wave because I want to do a kick flash. This real annoying guy blocking the entrance. That would be the dream. Kick it back into Kmart. Go in there. No, but that's the one thing. Everyone should think about that because honestly, if superpowers do become real, one League of Legends ability is all it takes. Imagine I could do this in real life.
You know
Maybe
what?
miss a Q. Pretend I'm blind.
Classic question whilst we have some downtime. If you did have a superpower, just one, what would it be? You know, Baron? Weibo.
Super speed, so I could get and contest this Baron, I'm not sure. EDG doing it pretty quick as
hey, there you go.
Super speed. There. Well, Light's coming in red hot. Jamada, he has Navori with double TP as well. We're going to see Weibo move into position. Meiko caught out. He tries to turn him off. Tidal Wave hits everyone close to prison. And the knockout. In you go for a penny and a pound. Xiaohu gets Baron again. TheShy's ready to do flips on. Everyone back is in the middle of the whole team. Ksante won't die. Leaf has so many chakrams, but it doesn't matter. Light runs in so ambitiously so, but Fight for Skin will not be used willingly. It is over. Exempt betters. Once again, L falls down. Just like the anime, Light's winning it all.
Oh, we're getting a game 3 out of these two, aren't we, Hysterics? It feels written in the stars. Weibo, they steal the Baron. Xiaohu again. It's a bit of a miracle, and it's a bit of a desperation play from EDG, and I think they read the room correct. In all honesty, they're just so far behind at this point that it would be Weibo that would look to try and do the Baron anyway, and probably find a successful turn. And they just look for this play. Meiko does his best to delay the inevitable. Gets one shot. This wave separates everyone from EDG. And I feel like the brief moment it stops them from DPSing the Baron is enough time to actually make this still happen. And it's a combination of Xiaohu and Karsa. Jiejie doesn't actually get the smite in. As you can see, TheShy just marauds forward. And even though there's so many chakrams available to leave, it's simply not enough.
I just love he hit TheShy a couple of times, but he took no damage. Again, force of nature I think helps out a lot, but still, at the end of the day, TheShy runs into the whole team, doesn't care, refuses to elaborate as usual, but I think Weibo Gaming this game have refused to elaborate. It's a 7,000 gold lead, and Karsa has been coming up trumps, especially with Light by his side, and Chris having some great moments. I mean, let's just compliment everyone at this point as I'll have to be a little bit careful. At this point in the game, Light is still shredding through that front line as Weibo now aggressed towards mid, while Xiaohu has a huge wave in the top side, pushing towards inner, and Bot even setting up for a slow push into that open inhibitor.
Yeah, exactly. Slow push on the bottom side. They've got all 3 waves as they go forward as a 4 here. Good to see a little bit of an engage. Oh, Leave actually eats a fair amount of that culling. Could actually spell a bit of a step back for now as Xiaohu up here. The pressure splits so evenly. This is a really nice timing here for Weibo, and they should be able to just help Xiaohu guide this wave in here as well. And I think they're going to have to give it a jig.
Dude, it's going to be perfect at this rate. And so Jiejie runs on in. Look at the waves. Leaf has to react to mid. Bot is crashing in at the same time. Weibo sticks towards top side. So 2 waves coming here. TheShy is just in the base against Leaf. He has to be helped out a little bit thanks to the molten shield from Meiko, but Weibo are continuing to challenge this Baron minion in as this could be a little bit dangerous. Jamada, the internet decides to go at this moment as Tidal Wave comes through. I'm not sure. Meiko and Leaf decide to leave out for the time being. The kick on the side. It's big from Jiejie as Meiko and Leaf are so low on health they can't help him out. Jiejie tries, but Weibo might put the finishing touches on this game now.
Yeah, I think that might have been final nail in the coffin, Hysterics. Inhibitors open, bot, mid, top side as well. Can be the same thing in a moment. This game, it's going to be so hard for EDG to come back if there even is an angle at this point. Light's so far ahead, he's not been able to be felled often or had much pressure put on him. The mid inhibitor's gone, and the sides are open, and the Hextech Soul spawns in a minute's time. Likely going to be the focus here. We'll see where EDG can try and find a counterpuncher. Right now, it's all Weibo.
Okay, we'll look at this again, I guess, as, dude, they attempted, like, Tidal Wave again, a nuisance.
it's so hard. And Jiejie, you have to feel for him. His kick's been a bit messed up by the good Gale Force backwards from Light. As soon as he goes in, he's always committing to the play. Even if he sends Light forward, Light might end up killing all of those members. See how low the health bars were of EDG. Not unplausible, to be honest with you. And now, Dragon, 20 seconds, they might just find the engage before.
Oh, the trade of death, the trade of death. Why are we all here? The Hex Gates of Doom, and Arla's now against the wall. He's got his flash only up and available now, but even in the middle of the whole team, he fails it! No, the Glacial Prison with the culling leaf goes over the wall. Rather Light, excuse me. Somehow, TheShy takes him on a bit of a journey, but still gets the kill. He's now ghosting. He's running after leave. TheShy is upset. Wants another kill for the Arsenal. Budget Aurelia cleaves through as Weibo Gaming say enough is enough. We go to a game 3 in our terrific little Tuesday, and Weibo got a little bit more than meets the eye here up against EDG.
Yeah. A lot more agency found through the draft in this game number 2. And they mop the floor with EDG. They counterpunch strong. TheShy's going to be feeling good about it as well after game number 1 from his perspective. First one up out of the chairs, always TheShy. They will be looking to try and reverse sweepers.
He just ignores it every time. He literally gets up in his chair, I've noticed. He will not look at post-game screen. He will just return, he'll just leave. And everyone else will, you know, slowly get up and everything. But TheShy, either he needs to go to the bathroom after every game, or he just is in the mindset, you know? One of the two.
He's ready to go next and immediately find the win. But yeah, solid performance there from Weibo. I feel like, you know, again, kind of in the same vein as last game, staving off a lot of the pressure. But I feel like the crucial thing is that Light and Lee through the bottom lane actually had a lead to work with.
True.
And we saw 2 times, I think, Leave just got kind of one shot. It was not particularly, it wasn't particularly interactive from the Aphelios' side. And I think from that point, actually being able to use the Nami Lucian to, you know, create a lot of pressure through the mid lane and it turning into side lane leads as well, especially after we saw TheShy kind of fall behind again in this game number 2 in the lane. It felt like EDG didn't really have much an answer once Jiejie and FoFo fell a little bit flat in that Syndra and Lee Sin matchup. Without that, it feels like they lack the pressure, the bridge really to get to the late game where they can use the Sion to front to back and actually have Leave pop off in the team fights.
I mean, Xiaohu absorbed pressure, I would say well. It wasn't like superb where he came out and even after being bullied, after constantly being targeted, like the effect was felt. Xiaohu took a while to get there, but he still got there. He still scaled through the matchup as well. And I think we need to look at what Karsa did in that game, Jamada, because the counter gank in the bottom side that set up Light was huge here on his Lucian. Karsa hanging in the brush, countering Jiejie really nicely. And a couple of times we saw that, even towards mid, right in the 2v2, where Xiaohu maybe would have been killed or punished harder. Karsa's there. He's coming in for the counter gank again. Like, every single play, Karsa was pretty much a part of, and that was a really clean game from jungle perspective, considering that the game should have been burning a lot more, thanks to Jiejie's early game Lee Sin, but Karsa Sejuani was in the way constantly.
Yeah, and you know, that's the role he's got to fulfill as well when you think about it, right? Stopping Jiejie from finding consistent proactive plays. And for the most part, if he didn't, you know, actually outright stop it, he was there as well, even as early as the level 3 when Jiejie went through the mid lane, tried to force onto Xiaohu, pushed him back, ensured that Xiaohu didn't even have to use the flash in the end. And Karsa filled his role excellently. Even though I feel like MVP is likely going to be given to Light for his performance in this game, I feel like Karsa is a true honorable mention here in this game, because without him, EDG might have actually had a foothold to stand on through the mid lane. But because of how he played and how he read Jiejie, read FoFo, the aggression there, it ensured that EDG had nothing to play for as the rest of the lanes kind of fell into place.
36% of his team's damage. Nice stat to hold there. As on the other side, that was a very low damage source from Leave as well. Not the same Leave we saw in game 1 or the previous week on these Aphelios. A bit of a sad one here for EDG in the second game, but hey, not for us, as Weibo EDG take us the full distance here in our first series tonight. We're going to go to a break and return with our final game of this series right in Shanghai.